everything. Good. Alrighty, good morning everybody. It's Thursday morning, October 24, 2019, and I'm headed into work for the day. It's about 8:02. I should be getting to work, or maybe 8:10, 8:15. And so far it's a good week. Nikki came over yesterday and we got to watch Iron Man 2. So we're watching the whole Marvel universe series. So I never realized it, but the way they set them up, all of the movies flow together. So we've watched Captain America, the first Avenger. We watched Captain Marvel. We watched Iron Man 1. Now we're on Iron Man, or we just finished Iron Man 2. Next up is Thor and then Hulk. And it's pretty cool because after the credits of each movie, they give you a little bit of a clip that leads into the next movie. And I never even knew that that existed. So at the end of Iron Man 2, there was a clip where Colton, he's the guy that works for the Shield, he goes to New Mexico or something, and he like looks over this field, and he's like, makes a phone call to Fury. He's like, hey, I found it, and it was like a crater in the ground with Thor's hammer in the middle. So if you've ever seen the movie Thor, like you'll know that like they build like a whole thing, like a whole little like laboratory around his hammer to try to figure out what the hell this thing is and stuff. So pretty awesome. So we're gonna try to probably watch Thor tonight. Today I got a bunch of work stuff to do. I'm gonna work on cleaning out that storage room again. I'm gonna try to do like I said, at least 1 hour a day. Doesn't seem like much, but over the next like 3 weeks or whatever, I should be able to get like all of my shit ready to rock. I'm trying to think. I just realized there's 3 train tracks over there. I thought there was only 2. That's kind of cool. But tried to make some chicken last night using this stovetop cooking method, and it failed horribly because the chicken breasts were way too fucking huge. So we ended up tossing all of our shit. We had like instant mashed potatoes, and they turned out like shit. They were like not creamy at all. So we ended up tossing that whole meal. Probably $7 worth of food, but just making a frozen pizza because it did not look good. The chicken did not cook through. It's terrible. So today, some of my goals for today, like I said, I'm going to spend an hour making or cleaning that room, at least an hour, and then spend some time. I want to spend time working on the switches and stuff. So I keep talking about them. I want to keep this ball rolling because if I like push it to the side, I'm going to forget it all or whatever. But what I want to do is there is a switch. I can't remember the model of that one. I wanted to say 881, Cisco 881, but that's a router, I believe. But I have this device that has an integrated or built-in Wi-Fi access point built into the unit itself. So I want to maybe play with that a little bit. My ultimate goal is to get it so like I want to learn how to set up VPN and that sort of stuff with Cisco. Never done it before, and like one of my thoughts is I would like to set up like a private internet access VPN tunnel out, if that's possible. I don't know, but almost like an open VPN type of thing where I load my VPN provider's open VPN profile or whatever it's called, files, and then that path out is through my VPN. That's one of my goals to do. I don't know if it's possible with Cisco and all that. I don't know. The reason why I don't know if it's possible is Cisco might just have like their own VPN. let me think about that. That might not make sense. I was going to say their own VPN in terms of you generate your own keys, and then I would put those keys on, like, let's say my laptop, and then I use my laptop to VPN into the Cisco device. That might be the way they do it. I'm not sure. So typically, when you're a system admin, you have the ability to put your routers and your devices in like a DMZ or like a demilitarized zone on your network, which typically means like it's internet facing. So like, for instance, if you did set up VPN, it's viewable more or less through the internet. You would have other safeguards set in place, I presume, but more or less you could VPN from outside of your internet through the WAN into your LAN, basically. So that's how I think they might do it, but I don't know. This is all stuff I gotta kind of learn and figure out. So from there, it gets crazier. You know, there's firewalls, there's border routers, there's all kinds of stuff like that, and or edge routers. It's just trying to understand and learn it all and stuff. That's kind of where I'm at. But like I said, I want to learn more about their Wi-Fi. Tomorrow is Friday. I should be getting shipped to the house. They said it was supposed to come tomorrow, but I'm supposed to get a wireless what is it called? Wireless LAN controller power cord. So I have a bunch of those, and I mentioned them and showed them in like a video from earlier this week. I have like 3 of these wireless LAN controllers, but I didn't have any of the power cables to, well, power them up. It's kind of a different, weird power cable. It's a 48 volts DC with like these weird male prong connectors or whatever. It's not like a wall wart. It's not a barrel connector. It's nothing like that. And I need a power cord to even play with these things. But that's supposed to control those light access points and stuff. So without that, I can't even use those fucking things. Yesterday I did buy an autonomous access point, which from my understanding, from reading and researching, I should be able to pull the autonomous firmware from that and use it to load onto other models if I wanted to. So I'm going to also learn and play with that. That'll be next week. So I got to get into work. I got to go pee really bad. Yeah. Alright, so I'm at work, and I figured I would show you guys a little bit of the progress that I made today. So I spent probably maybe about 2 hours or so going through boxes, empty boxes, and all kinds of stuff. But this is the storage room today. Look at this. I know it still looks like a mess, but there's no more piles that are as tall as the ceiling anymore. Now it's just pretty much smaller boxes, or I don't know if there's any more empty boxes, but it's just basically going through each of these smaller boxes and figuring out what we want to save, what we want to toss. This is stock inventory of cabling. But, you know, I mean, this is all my handwriting on all of this stuff. So this is stuff that I've either processed, received, or whatever. I don't know what any of this shit is. These are power cables that are more along the lines of my stuff. I don't know what any of this stuff is. This is old software, old boxes of equipment, and like, what the fuck is this? It's a phone that, like, alternate those, and it rings the phone. But I don't know, I guess somebody dropped the damn phone, so then they decided to cobble it together. That's gonna get tossed, and but I got a nice big hole back here of space, and it's going relatively quickly. It's just like I said, now it's going to be the nitty gritty stuff, and you know, I'm going to just have to get more and more picky, to be honest. These are all like Cisco parts for different stuff. But I took like 3 loads of boxes to the compactor. That's what the other video clips are. I took 2 massive rolling dumpster things and filled them with all the material that was inside of the cardboard boxes. This is all the hardware support team stuff here. So I don't know what we're doing with any of this stuff. You know, all this type of stuff is empty boxes too, I think. So I don't know. I don't know what they're saving some of this stuff for, but these all look like thin clients. There's a bunch of them. I wouldn't mind grabbing a thin client for home, for Grant to use. I wonder how this works. This must be Bluetooth, but something like this would be good for Grant. Yeah, that might not be too bad. Maybe I can grab something like this. But, yeah, I don't know. So I kind of took it upon myself just to go through and do this by myself, because then I get first pick on any crap that's getting tossed, thrown away. Comcast Business IP Gateway. But, I also found a 48 volt power supply for the wireless LAN controller. So I don't know if I mentioned that, but I ordered one like on Monday or something, and it's supposed to come tomorrow. But I found one today. I didn't plug it in yet, but the plugs seem to work and all that. 48 volt DC. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if I'll have time today to play with it. I'm gonna go play with the 3560 switch that I had previously configured. When I was playing with that, that was over last weekend, if you guys remember. And when I did that, the internet connection was down. So I want to pipe internet to it, configure like some trunks, and maybe even do like an aggregate. So it has 2 gig ETH ports as opposed to fast ETH, and I put 2 gigabyte or gigabit copper SFPs in each of those. So there's 2 total. So I don't know, just wanted to try it out, configure it, and then see if I can like pull an IP through it via the internet connection or whatever, you know. So it's just, like I said, just something that I'm trying, something that I'm playing with. But pretty exciting stuff. So I don't know if I'll have time to play with the wireless LAN controller, but I'm going to play with the 3560 today and just tinker around with that a little bit. And then once I get that kind of working, or know that that's working, I'll leave it alone. I'll just leave it powered up and move on to like the wireless LAN controller. Look at all of this stuff that I got to go through still. I mean, fucking A, dude. I don't know. Gigamon. Look at these. These are all SFPs. I don't know. I'm guessing these are gig. Fucking shit, man. Tons of stuff, dude. And just trying to keep it organized and all that stuff. You know, these are the guys that, 2 years from now will be like, hey, you got that stuff that you put in the storage or went in the storage 10 years ago? And I'll be like, huh? I don't know, some of this stuff, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in this room. A lot of stuff. I didn't mention it, but I talked about doing it yesterday, but what I did was I took all of the switches and network equipment and stuff. So stuff like this, for instance. I don't know why this didn't make it onto the pallet. But I put all of those on a pile, on a single pallet, and I put that into storage. And what I'm doing is I'm going to kind of organize stuff and make it easy for people. So I'm going to say, hey, I got a couple pallets or a few pallets. Go through it, look at everything on each pallet. Instead of them having to dig through all of this. And I'll say, hey, this pallet's all VoIP phone stuff. This pallet's all Cisco pieces and parts. And this pallet's all Cisco switches that were still new in the box or whatever. And then this pallet's all old switches. And then they can kind of just go through it, look at it all, look at all the model numbers and stuff. And then go from there. So a lot of equipment in here, bro. A lot of equipment. So yeah, that's it. I'm exhausted from it, but it needs to be done, and it takes time. It takes time. So I don't know if I'll have time. I have a lot of meetings tomorrow. I don't know if I have time tomorrow to work on this more, but it's getting a lot smaller, a lot cleaner and tidier. But what a project! That's all I'll say. So it's about 1:30. Maybe, well, it's probably 1:45, almost 2. I'm going to get an energy drink and start working and playing with that switch, the 3560 that I was configuring that I mentioned. Look at that. Like, I even have a brand new in the box APC UPS, like the big boy for servers. I'm so excited. I'm just so geeked. Just so much waste and so much crap that just gets tossed, away. And this happens with every company, so I don't feel bad recycling it and reusing it, responsibly. Even getting rid of an old core switch, 6500 series Cisco switch. It's a beast. But I got to get moving, so stay tuned.